Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this session, it is going to cover another live stream we play at Peaks, Dallas. It's a 1-2-5 game, a lot of big hands, and yeah, we get bluffed. Worse than we've ever been bluffed in our entire lives, at least on stream. And it's by our own cousin, by marriage. Still, my own family, on stream, bluffs me. Anyways, let's get into the video, let's go. All right, first hand of the session is a big one. We look down at Jack Queen off. In the hijack, Kip raises to 15 from under the gun. I call, and so does Jeff on the button. Flop comes decent. It comes 8, 9, 10 rainbow, so we just flop the nuts to start the session. And Kip overbets for 75 bucks, almost 2x a pot size bet. Now, I've noticed when he bets quick and goes big, it's typically a very strong hand or very strong draw, so I'm pitting him on an overpair or pocket tens for a flop set. So I decide to slow play and just call. Jeff folds. The turn comes the king of spades, so we still hold the nuts. If he has a hand like pocket kings, should be pretty easy to get the money in. And again, Kip bets $200 over pot. Not much analysis needed now. Obviously, we put him all in, and he snap calls with his set of nines. He asks to run it twice. I'm always indifferent when it comes to running it once or twice, so I say, why not? We run it twice. First run out comes king of clubs, so he boats up. We lose that one. Second river, don't you dare do it to me. It's the 10 of spades, so he boats up again. We double him up. Shout out to Eric the dealer for dealing me an absolute cooler. He used to deal me only sets, now he's dealing me straight coolers. So yeah, let's just put the blame on him for this one. Obviously, I'm just kidding. On to the next hand. In this next one, we look down at ace king of hearts. The $10 straddle is on. We are in the small blind. It folds all the way to me. I raise to $35, and we are immediately 3-bet by Raj. In the big blind, he makes it $110, leaving himself $344 behind. The straddle folds, and it is on us. Now, as you guys can see, we have him crushed. In the moment, though, I didn't know that for sure, but I had a pretty strong feeling because it is a blind versus blind situation, so it feels like he can be doing this pretty wide. Now, I don't really like the idea of just calling and playing out a position, so I really think all in is the best play here. You can make a case to 4-bet if we were a bit deeper, but being as that he's not very deep, I think I like a jam, and that's what I do, and he goes in the tank. But after thinking for about a minute or so, he decides to fold. So we're going to take down $120 of profit without even seeing a flop. In this next one, we pick up 9, 8 of clubs. In the +1, I open it up to 15, and we are immediately 3-bet once again by Raj. He makes it $50 with the exact same hand, different suit. Folds back to me, and I call. I don't hate a fold either, but when Nick and Dan are in the booth, you know you're going to get ripped up, so that wasn't even a thought that crossed my mind. Anyways, we are off to a flop. Becomes 7, 5, 8, 2 spades, 1 diamond, so we got top pair and a gutter to go along with it. I check. Raj bet $60 with top pair and a gutter. I'm not going anywhere, but the question is, do we raise or just call? And I think raising has a lot of merit to it, actually, because even if he has an overpair, we could potentially get him to fold if we continue to apply pressure and rep straights and sets on future streets. And obviously our hand can improve to the best hand as well. So I think raising is a great option here, but obviously I did not do that. Otherwise we wouldn't be talking about it. So I stick in the call. We are off to a turn. It comes the king of hearts. Pretty bad card. Smashes his range, being as that he 3-bet pre-flop. He's going to have all the ace, king, and king, queen in his range. So I check. He bets 150. And I'm in a pretty tough spot here. It feels like we're behind. He bet the flop. He bet the turn. He's telling a very strong story. We may have some outs even if he has top pair, but being out of position is just going to make this hand tough to navigate on just about any river. So I reluctantly fold, and obviously we were chopping. Obviously I didn't know that, and obviously we lose his hand. On to the next one. If you thought we were going to go a string without picking up pocket jacks, you were wrong. In this one, we pick up pocket jacks in the straddle. Raj opens to $20 from under the gun. Tyler sticks in the call on the button. Action's on me, and I put in the 3-bet to 75 bucks. Could probably go a bit larger, but nonetheless, Raj folds and Tyler calls because he basically always beats me heads up, so why wouldn't he call? Anyways, flop is king deuce 3 rainbow. I would typically bet this board, but this time I decide to check, hoping it will look weak and Tyler will overvalue a worse pocket pair. So I check it, and he wisely checks it back. Off to a turn, it comes the 7 of diamonds. Unless he has pocket 7s, we should be good. So I put out a delayed c-bet for 60 bucks, and he puts in the call. We are off to a river. It comes another king. Pretty good card. When he checks back the turn, we almost always have the best hand. And I really think the only hands that will call a bet here are middling pocket pairs. So I decided to size up to $225. In hindsight, I like a more polarizing, larger bet. But obviously, as you guys can see, Tyler has 6 high. So he can't call a bet anyways, and he folds. We finally beat Tyler, and that was pretty much the only reason I played the stream. So mission accomplished. Let's go ahead and cash out. Just kidding. In this one, we look down at ace king offsuit. Once again, we are on the button. $10 straddles on, folds over to Tyler in the +3, who raises to $30. Squire calls in the hijack, and I promise you guys, I misclick. And 3-bet to $135. I meant to make it around 110, 105, but somehow an extra green snuck in there. Anyways, they both fold, and I'm only including this because they called me a liar in the moment. But guys, I'm telling you guys on YouTube, I misclicked. Would I really lie on my own channel? Maybe, but I'm not lying this time. Anyways, we take down this pot. All right, in this one, we look down at 9-8 of diamonds. First to act, the $10 straddle is on, and so is the knit game. We're doing 20 bucks a person, so if you lose, you pay out 160 bucks. So with that in mind, I open up to $30. Kip calls on the button, and so does Sham in the straddle. Flop comes decent. It comes 6, 9, jack, 2 spades, 1 diamond. So we flop a pair with a backdoor straight and flush draw. Sham checks a bit of a dicey board, but like I said, there's a lot of good turn cards with all these backdoor draws. So I bet out for 35 bucks. Kip calls and Sham folds. Turn is horrible. It's the queen of spades. So pretty much the worst card ever. All the straights, all the flushes get there. So I check and Kip instantly bets 75 bucks. Feels pretty strong. He could be doing this with just the ace of spades, but being out of position, it's going to be pretty hard to navigate just about any river, and I don't foresee him slowing down. So I toss my cards in the muck, and we still have our knit button. All right, in this hand, it is going to show you exactly what the knit game does for the table and for the action of the table. We look down at the ducks in under the gun, and I limp for 5 bucks, but I do have a plan. Just wait. It folds all the way over to the only player who also has a knit button, whose name is Sport. It's not really his name. Anyways, he makes it 20 bucks with queen 8 offsuit, folds over to Sham in the big blind, who calls, and now it is time to go for it. I 3-bet to 100 bucks, and although the knit game is on, this should still look super strong. Typically in a 1-2 game, this is either queens through aces, so I'm hoping that's what it looks like. I guess it doesn't though, because Sports ships it with queen 8 off. Sham folds, and I'm not gonna fold here. I call. We're running it twice. First run out, we hold. So that's important because only the first run out counts towards a knit game, so we are safe there. But let's try and scoop this pot. The second board comes out with the queen on it, and he rivers 2 pairs. So unfortunately, we're going to chop this pot, but at least we don't lose the knit game. Yeah, pretty wild hand, but that's just what the knit game does for the action of the table. Moving on. All right, at this point, we are almost out of the hole that we found ourselves in to start the session, and we pick up Jack 8 of hearts. Squire opens the 15 from the +1, and I call in the +3. Everyone else folds, so we're going heads up to a flop. It comes 9, ace, queen, 2 clubs, 1 heart. So we have ourselves a gutter and a backdoor flush draw. Squire bets out for 15, and I call. Turn is good. It is the 10 of clubs. So we turn ourselves a straight, and this time Squire checks. I bet out for 50 bucks. Would have liked an overbet here in hindsight, but either way, he calls. Off to a river, and obviously it is the deuce of clubs. Why would it not be? We're not going to hold here ever. That's just not the way the session's going, and Squire bets 50 bucks, and I just snap fold because this is just never a bluff. Yeah, we're running pretty hot tonight. On to the next hand. And ladies and gentlemen, that leads us to the hand of the session against our cousin by marriage, Riley. He limps from the +2 and folds over to Sham in the big blind. He limps as well. I'm in the straddle with pocket jacks. I raise up to 45 bucks. Riley sticks in the call and Sham folds, so we are heads up. Flop comes 7, 5, 5, 2 hearts, 1 diamond. Pretty safe board, all things considered. I bet out for 35 bucks, targeting all flush draws and smaller pocket pairs. And now Riley decides to raise it up to $105.
and he hasn't been very active up until this point, so I'm putting him on a hand like ace-7 or a combo draw like 8-6 or 6-4 of hearts, but I definitely can't fold. So I call. Turn is horrendous. It's the 9 of hearts. Why wouldn't it be? I check. Riley bets $175, and here's where I make the biggest mistake in the hand. I think I should just be jamming or folding this turn, and I think I actually like a fold here. As nitty as it sounds, all the hands that he's repping get there on the turn, and he can pretty credibly have all of those draws that we named. So I think I should probably just be folding this turn, but nonetheless, the worst option is probably just calling. So what do? I just call. I guess I was hoping he'd check back the river at some frequency, but that's a pretty weak play. Anyways, I just call. We're off to a river. Comes the 4 of spades. Doesn't change anything. I check, and Riley announces all in for $300, and I go into the tank. And this is why you just jam the turn, because now if I fold, I'm basically a nit, but it feels like if I call, I'm never good. I'm getting 3-1 on a call here, so we don't have to be right all that often, but again, I just can't think of any hands that he's bluffing with. I do ask him if I fold, will he show? He says yes, which typically means a player is bluffing, but the issue is he would probably just show me either way because we're cousins by marriage. So after thinking for about a minute or two, counting out all the chips, at this point I'm probably just going to flip a coin and go with it. But I decide to fold. Like a nit, he shows the Jack-10 offsuit for a straight air, and I am officially on tilt. But my question is, was it even worth it? Let's think about it. Because Riley loves my mom's banana pudding at Thanksgiving. He eats it every year. He eats 3 or 4 bowls. And obviously with this happening, no chance he's getting any banana pudding. So who really lost? Who really lost? Was it worth it? I don't think so. On to the next hand. Okay, so we're officially on tilt. And what is a hand that can put you even more on tilt if you lose with it? Ace, king of spades. We pick it up in the cutoff. Tyler limps in the +1. Actions on me. I raise it to $15. Riley calls with 3-4 of clubs. Graphic shows he folds, but he didn't. He calls in the blinds, and so does Tyler as well. Flop comes 6, queen, queen, rainbow. Action checks to me. I check. Turn is a 4. Why wouldn't it be? Checks to me again. I bet $15. Riley calls. Tyler folds, and river, of course, is another 4. So Riley makes a full house on the river, and he bets out for $50. And it feels like we're chopping, and I don't really want to get bluffed again. But I somehow fight the tilt and make the correct fold. I'm just showing you guys this hand so everyone know I just can't beat Riley in this session. But it has nothing to do with skill. It's pretty much just all the cards, even though I just got bluffed out of my shoes. Anyways, on to the next hand. And that leads us to the last hand of the session. We look down at ace queen off. The straddle is on. We are first to act in the +1, and I open it up to $35. And of course, Riley picks up ace king in the hijack, and he 3-bets huge to $165. Folds back to me, and I'm pretty much thinking jam or fold. Now my tilt level is at 10, but I still haven't seen Riley 3-bet this session, so I think he's probably got me crushed. However, I think I've seen him bluff once or twice, so maybe that's what's going on here. Maybe he just knows I'm on tilt and he's using that against me. I don't know. But somehow I fight the tilt and ultimately make the right decision to fold. And I'm just going to let Nick sum up, that makes sense, sum up how I'm feeling to end the night.
He's gotten all red.
Look at Sam, he's ready to go bench.
He's all red, he's eating his fingernails. Yeah. He's ready to go bench.
He's ready to go bench.
He's gonna go get a pump in late
power
night.
Cleans for our freaking...
Dude, let's go power clean with him.
Dude, I've never power cleaned in my life. It was pathetic.
Alright, that's a wrap. Yes, that's a Christmas tree. It's only November, doesn't matter. We're pulling out all the Christmas decorations. Anyways, recap of that session. It's always fun getting bluffed with Jack High by your own family. It's actually crazy. Anyways, not a good session. We were in the game for 1.5K, cashed out for like $400, I think. So lost $1.1 thousand. That is our biggest loss on the stream, and we have yet to win a single time. But that's bound to change. Might change today, actually, because we might play on the stream today. Probably not, but maybe. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you guys for all the support. We are almost at 40,000 subscribers, which is mind-blowing. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Thank you guys for commenting, for liking, for sharing, the whole nine. Yeah, just thank you guys. And yeah, that's it. I will catch you guys in the next vlog. Until then, good luck at your local tables. Peace.